Coverage is going to be rather isolated for today. It's not really a rainy day, but more showers will come for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures are warmer, a 3 to 5 degree difference for the Grand Strand. We're starting at 79 degrees again, but Conway is at 68 and Cheraw and Laurinburger at 66. So for some of us, pretty manageable this morning. We'll notice our small rain chances start around the afternoon. We're going to have a high of 86 in Myrtle Beach. Inland's also going to get some rain as well, and their high temperature is around 90 degrees.
So much. Now here's a look at this morning's top local stories. The Horry County Coroner's Office's 3-year-old Asia Masidikova died after she was hit by a vehicle on Greens Boulevard on Sunday. No additional information was immediately available, and Myrtle Beach police are investigating. Count on News 13 for updates.
Sean Page and Franklin Vereen Price were sentenced to life in prison without parole for the December 2023 murder of 34-year-old Ron Riggins. Prosecutors say the duo broke into Riggins' home south of Loris and shot the father of 4 during a planned robbery, which police uncovered after finding Vereen Price's phone at the scene.
And a shooting at a Conway gas station left one person injured. Police say it happened just before 6 Monday night at the Speedway near Mill Pond Road and Highway 701 North. Now we're told one person was detained. We don't know the condition of the injured person.
News 13 is your local election headquarters, and it appears that interim Senator Darlene Graham will be on the ballot in November's midterm election in the race to fill her late brother's U.S. Senate seat.
Graham beat Congressman Ralph Norman by about 4% during yesterday's runoff. Results are expected to be certified on Thursday. And Graham was appointed by Governor McMaster to serve out the remainder of her brother's term. When she decided to seek a full term, Graham also picked up endorsement from President Trump.
That's right, and here's what both Graham and Norman had to say at their respective watch parties after those results rolled in.
So, South Carolina Republicans, I humbly accept your nomination to serve as the Republican nominee for the state of South Carolina. Thank you.
My role may be it will be in something else. It won't be in the political arena. But you know, we tried. We did what we could. I care about South Carolina. I want to see it as free of a state as we can get.
Now Graham will move on to face Democrat Dr. Annie Andrews, Constitution Party candidate Mark Hackett, and Libertarian Casey Whitener in the November general election. And it's also important to note that Norman ran for governor back in June, giving up his seat in Congress in the process. So he'll have to leave that position once the current term expires in January.
The Department of Justice had an eye on last night's runoff at some Charleston County locations. The Charleston County Board of Voter Registration and Elections says DOJ observers are a routine part of election process. The agency recently conducted similar visits in other states. The election board says they dressed in plain clothes, so you likely didn't notice them.
Also, it's a good safeguard on, are we following state, and mostly they care about federal law, but are we following the law and are we doing the procedures correctly? So it's a safeguard in place. We understand when you hear DOJ coming to polling locations, it can, you know, be intimidating, but they're not performing that duty today of intimidation. They're just there as observers.
Now, it's important to note that the observers were not allowed to speak to voters. They could only speak to the clerk at the polling station.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
The time now is 6:34 and traffic flows are still in the green. We're going to see more students heading to the bus stop. Usually for elementary school, it's probably right around this time, and that will continue for, the next hour, hour and a half. Already see a school bus there on your screen. That is at the intersection with Myrtle Ridge and Gardner Lacey. That is usually quite a busy intersection throughout the morning time, and there's some construction. You can see the cones there as well. If you go south of that and you're close to Fantasy Harbor, it's still the southbound side of 501 that is the busiest. Around CCU, not bad, taking 7 minutes. No congestion or traffic jams from Florence up to Lumberton. If you're going west towards Columbia along I-20, conditions are fine there as well, and along 26. For a live look, nice sunny skies, nice colors this morning, and still quiet. Visibility, though, is good. For downtown Florence, it'll take 7 minutes from Palmetto to I-95. Back to you.
Hannah, thank you. Sad news this morning. The Queen of Country and American icon Dolly Parton has died. The 10-time Grammy Award winner's publicist saying she died peacefully in Nashville following recent health issues. Parton, whose career spanned more than 60 years, made her impact known across the world and even right here in South Carolina. In the upstate, where Dolly's mother was born, flags are flying at half-staff at the Union Medical Center to honor her legacy and connection to the community. Last year, Parton donated $100,000 to help create a healing garden at the facility.
My mother was born right here in Lockhart. My family's roots in this area run deep. In fact, my first cousin, Donna Faye, and her husband, David Cudd, still live here in this area, which makes this occasion even more meaningful to me.
Dolly Parton was 80 years old. In lieu of flowers, her family is asking for people to make donations to Dolly's Imagination Library. And a live look now out over the White House, where President Trump paying tribute to Parton, announcing plans to order the flag to be flown at half-staff for a week in her honor. Trump hailed Parton as one of the greatest country singers of all time. The Big Apple also paying tribute to the late country star. In honor of Dolly's life and legacy, the Empire State Building was lit up to sparkle and pink last night from 9:25 to 10:25. News 13 will continue to cover Parton's legacy, including right here on the Grand Strand, so make sure to count on us for updates.
Making national headlines, many weighing in on President Trump's proposal to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, something he cannot legally do internationally. The president said he was considering the change because, quote, "we don't expect to be doing much business with Ontario any longer." One Ohio man pointed out the name of the lake isn't actually named after our neighbors to the north.
The lakes are not named after the Ontario province. They're named after an Indian tribe, as are Michigan, Huron, and Erie. So he's kind of a little misguided because it's not named after the Canadian province.
The name comes after President Trump filed an executive order to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, a move that still has yet to pass the Senate. And the Trump administration is reportedly planning to revoke the visas of up to 200,000 people, and the largest single visa revocation in American history. Sources say the State Department will revoke B1 and B2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026, whose holders sought or are now seeking asylum. It will also impose a fee of more than $100,000 for those who want to enter on a 1H-1B visa.
I think the United States, particularly the scientific community, will suffer greatly, and we will be behind for years to come because this research will now go to countries like Singapore and to China.
President Trump tried to implement a similar fee last year, but a judge said it was unlawful. The new proposal says the fee would fund things like immigration courts. The move likely faces legal actions.
Moving overseas, Israeli strikes across Gaza have left at least 4 more people dead despite a ceasefire. In northern Gaza, emergency crews rushed casualties from a refugee camp to a hospital after an airstrike killed 3 people. Another strike near Khan Yunis killed at least 1 person and injured 4 others. Gaza health officials report more than 1,200 Palestinians have been killed since October. Meanwhile, violence flared up in the occupied West Bank after a far-right Israeli lawmaker was filmed using a hammer to smash a Palestinian memorial. The military says the destruction went beyond their escort agreement. It comes as Israeli forces seized a UN vocational school near Jerusalem, ramping up restrictions despite agency officials denying claims of militant involvement.
And as the nation prepares to mark 25 years since the September 11th terror attacks, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani announced another victim has been identified. The adult woman was identified using a breakthrough technique of forensic investigative genetic genealogy. She's the first victim identified using the technique, but her name will not be shared at the request of the family. Before Monday, the last victim identified was in August of 2025. And El Nino is growing, and so are global ocean temperatures. Coming up, the alarming new evidence forcing scientists to ask, is it already too late to turn back the clock?